Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. We're here for a match reaction of Charlton versus Argyle. Not a match reaction I really want to be doing, but we are testing out a new layout. So let me know in the comments what you think. We're sort of, instead of doing tier maker tier list, I've got them that way. Got them that way. Also, big up to Aaron. He sort of gave me the inspiration for this. So I nicked it. My apologies. But no, let's crack into it, because the less I can talk about this game, the better. Because to be frankly honest, we were poor. It was one of our worst performances. Actually, we could not keep hold of that ball. Our passing was oh boy. If I spoke about our passing, Jesus, I think I'd be here all day. We were shocking. Every single one of them were shocking. If you got a 6, that's classed as a good score. There's not many who got a 6. If you're non-existent, I also gave you a 6, because to be frankly honest, I couldn't really judge half of them. There were some poor performances, though, some really poor performances, and one of them includes Ryan Lowe, in my opinion, because unless Brendan Galloway has got a bloody injury, start the fucker. Start him. He's been too consistent for us. He's been too good. And I know McCauley had a good game against Wednesday. I know that. But that was the FA Cup, and that was also against a really shit Sheffield Wednesday side. It's Charlton side, one beaten in, I think, 5 games under Johnny Jackson. I said in the match preview, this is a banana skin. I said in the match preview, this team is a good team. They have good players. They are playing well. And we play Macaulay Gillespie. And I've seen enough to suggest that I'm not too comfortable playing Macaulay Gillespie all the time. The occasional game, yeah, against a team that's struggling. Accrington probably is a good game for him. Charlton, who are performing well at the Valley. Yeah, arguably not one of those games. I thought he was ridiculously poor. Both goals, in my opinion, come through him. The first one, his marking, I don't even know what Macaulay is doing. And that first goal, oh boy, we'll get into that. But first half, we soaked up all the pressure. We had we had the best chance in the first half, believe it or not. Even though we, couldn't keep the ball, and we were absolutely shocking. We actually had the best chance in the first half. Through ball, Hardy manages to get a ball pretty much on the 6-yard box, and it doesn't really bounce for him right. It doesn't go to him in the right way, and yeah, it was annoying. Obviously, didn't go in, but it was the best chance. I can't remember if the keeper saved it or it got blocked or it went wide. I can't remember. But it was a good chance. It was a good chance. But yeah, I mean, consistently giving away the ball. Dan Scar giving away the ball 3 or 4 times. Houghton, frustrating. 'Cause he's normally our outlet. He's normally the one that we pass through to get us going, and he seemed to be going missing a fair few times. And Panucci was having to drop into that role, and Panucci was giving the ball away. He was being sloppy. Dan sort of put him in a bit of trouble on both times. It was just incredibly frustrating. And that sort of happens, doesn't it? It was frustrating. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, it was incredibly frustrating. But obviously that wasn't the only thing that happened in the game, because if we get to the second half, giving away 2 extremely cheap, poor goals, both of which come down our left-hand side, both of which Macaulay Gillespie is 110% at fucking fault. The first one, I don't know what he's doing. It reminded me of defending from last year with Macaulay Gillespie. It really, really did. Right? It was pathetic. Like, he is marking Ben Purrington, right? And Ben Purrington has scored 2 goals in the league this year, 1 in the trophy. So he's, quite prolific for a left back. Dan Scar, I'm pretty sure, is marking the guy in front. And ball gets to him. And you, if you're Macaulay, you mark your man. Don't go near that ball. Don't go near that ball. That's not your responsibility. I'm pretty sure we don't do zonal marking, so it's man to man. Pretty sure of that. Don't leave your fucking man. Just don't. But what does he do? He goes for the ball. What happens? Leaves Ben Purrington completely empty. Ball goes under Mike Cooper's body. 1-0. Pathetic. Utterly pathetic. Fuming. Fuming when I'm seeing that. That sort of shit is not okay. Pathetic. Learn your job. Mark your fucking man and don't leave him with acres of space inside the fucking box. Ridiculous. So that's that one. The best bit is, just before that, the tide was turning. We were getting more chances. We were getting in Charlton's face. We were the more dominant side. I mean, in the first half, you couldn't call anything we did dominant. But in the second half, we had that spell. We were turning the tide, so to say, and Macaulay just switching off or not doing his job cost us three. I well and truly think he's cost us at least a draw. Because I think if that goal doesn't go in, I don't see Charlton scoring. Honestly, as the second goal comes from us pushing almost everyone forward to try and get the equaliser. But I'll explain why that's also Macaulay's fucking fault in a second. But yeah, no, if they don't score that goal, I don't think they break us down. I think defensively, even though we were shaky, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, we were shaky. There's no doubt about that. We were giving away the possession far too cheaply. As I said, Dansgaard giving away the ball, Houghton not being available, Kamara just chilling and being so lackadaisical on the ball. We were poor, but I still don't think, regardless of what we were doing, Charlton were going to break us down. I didn't have that fear until fucking Macaulay Gillespie pulled up a stinker. So I was frustrated at that. I was frustrated at that. Look, I'm not blaming Macaulay for the whole defeat, but I'm blaming him for both goals. So you can add that up to whatever you want it to be. I'm also blaming Dan Sky. As I said, he was far too lackadaisical with possession. 3 or 4 times he's having to apologise to Cooper or to Kamara. Or to his teammates. It was a joke. It was a joke. And then you had Houghton, who wasn't available to get the ball when that is our outlet of moving forward from defence to attack. Kamara, as I said, just chilling, having a coffee morning, having a sit down, have a cup of tea, let people just roam all over you. It was pathetic. But the second goal comes from us pushing people forward to try and get that equaliser, which obviously you're going to do with like 7 minutes to go. I expect you to be doing that. Right. But then I still expect the 3 centre-backs at the back to have an idea of where they are and where their man are. Like, don't make it more difficult. 1 goal, we might be able to sneak a draw. 2 goals, we're done. That's finished. 2-0 loss, mate. That's the way it is. And that's the frustrating bit, is because if Macaulay marks his man or tracks his man, because the amount of space he was given down that left-hand side, again, was a joke. It's like watching a bunch of kids trying to play football with Macaulay sometimes. It was pathetic. And I don't mean to slam Macaulay, I really don't. But when both goals are literally a direct link between his defending, boy, I have to criticise. I have to say it as it is. And this is why I'm a little annoyed with Ryan, because if Brendan is fit, I expect Brendan is a very good centre back. We all know that. Everyone's been bigging up Brendan Galloway all season. He's been fantastic. He is our best centre back. I don't think he pulled up an injury. I think he's fine. I know he had to travel to Zimbabwe for international duty, but if he is fit and he is 100% ready, he starts. I don't care. He starts. It's a big game. I know that obviously we've got Wickham and Wigan coming up next week as well, or this week, however you view it. But I don't know. But both of them were Macaulay's fault, so I don't know. He's an alright backup, but against teams like Charlton, who are in a rich vein of form, flying up the table, I do not want to see Macaulay anywhere near Wigan or Wickham or Sunderland or MK Dons for that matter. I want him nowhere near them. I can't trust him at the moment. I cannot trust him, and it's hard to say that. I don't trust Macaulay. I just don't. I'll back him. but I don't trust him to save my fucking life. It's like watching Will Aimson sometimes. And that's poor. Or Keelan Watts. He was shit as well. Oh, fucking hell. But defensive errors have sort of been the undoing of us, really. It's also the end of our unbeaten run. But do you know what? I'm not too upset about that. To go 16 games unbeaten anyway is a great achievement. But I also thought that, if we lose, this could go one of two ways. One, you know, the loss in galvanizes the team, shows them that actually they're not as good as they think they are. They're not fucking prime Real Madrid or prime Barcelona. Like Kamara is not prime Xavi and Iniesta and all that crap. That they are still, beatable and that they need to respect a bit more. Or we can catapult from here. I think it will be the first. I think we'll galvanize ourselves. The players will want to go on another run, and I think we'll start showing it again. But it's obviously a concern when you lose, especially of the next 4 games coming up, which is Wickham, Wigan, MK Dons, and Sunderland. In that order, I'm pretty sure. It's a ridiculously tough 4 games. 2 of which are home park, 2 of which I think are away. Or is Sunderland at the Stadium of Light? I can hardly remember. We'll obviously preview that game in due course, but yeah, very frustrating. But yeah, let's go on to player ratings. So we'll start with Cooper. It was all right. I can't think of anything that he did that was bad, or overly bad, shall I say. And yeah, I thought he was all right. But yeah, you could say, should he be doing better with both goals? Probably, yeah. But when Ben Ponnington's able to just take a shot at your goal with no one around him, I mean, I don't know what the keeper's meant to be doing for that. And the second one was just a fucking joke. So yeah, I'm gonna give him a 6. I thought Mike was fine. I don't think he was overly bad. I don't think he was, outstanding, obviously, but an average performance from Mike. He's been quite solid all season for us. So he's just going to sort of continuing the trend, isn't he? Next up is James Wilson. I'll give him a 6. I thought he actually showed spells, to be fair, that I liked. I thought he was quite good with possession. The rest of our team apparently seemed to lack an understanding of what to do with the football, but Wilson did seem to have that understanding. Was trying to get forward, was trying to move Argyle up the pitch. And I thought he did well with Joe Edwards down the right hand side. The experience side, you can't argue that. I think they're both in their 30s, and I thought we were getting a lot of a bit of joy down the right hand side. We were moving forward anyway down the right hand side. So James Wilson gets a 6 for me. Scar, as I said, was giving away the ball far too many times, putting us in ridiculous pressure. And not needed. It wasn't great. I'm going to give him a 5, which is the lowest I've ever given Dan Scar. So he's been an absolute brick house at the back, but this was not a game that he'll look back on with any sort of fondness. I can automatically assure you of that much. McCauley gets a 4. Both goals are his fault. I'm not going to. I can try and sweeten it up and shove a polo up your ass, but let's just stick with the straight fact, shall we? It was pathetic. We should not be conceding goals like that ever. So yeah, as I said, I can shove a polo up your backside if you'd like, but let's be real, it was not one of his best performances, and he needs to buck up his ideas. Bowen have started him, but I understand why Ryan did, because we have got Wickham. We've got 4 tough games, and we're going to need Brendan for ideally all of them, but I don't know if he'll be fit enough to manage that, but we'll see. But McCauley is definitely on a tightrope with me at the moment. Next up, obviously, wing backs, both Conor Grant and Joe gets a 6 for me. Joe, as I said, moved us forward upfield quite a bit, and Conor was non-existent. We didn't go down our left-hand side. Obviously, he got taken off for George Cooper. That was one of the only positives of the game, is that Coops has come back, which So we've waited a while. Still got a few more injured. Danny Mayer came on as well for Brummy, who again non-existent. That left hand side was non-existent. That was the poorest I've seen Argyle's left in a long time. Connor was non-existent. Macaulay was performing a shit show, and Ryan just couldn't really get into the game. Bless him. Which leads me to Ryan Broom, who gets a 6. Again, just really didn't get into the game. Houghton gets a 5. Really unimpressed with him. I expect better from him, and he knows that he is a better player than what he delivered. So he can have a 5 alongside Panucci, who again just kept giving away the ball in ridiculously stupid places, which allowed Charlton to attack us quite easily. And that's not okay. That's not okay. I've moaned about it a few times now. Panucci, no one can ever question his work rate, but boy, oh boy, oh boy, he needs to start brain engagement. I'm hearing people talk about Burnley. He is far from Burnley style. Right? He is far from that level. Right? And that's not even, I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. Right? Panucci is a fantastic player. He's brilliant. Love him. He is he's far from Burnley. He's far from Premier League standard. He's far from top level championship. He has got a lot of work to do, a lot of it, an awful lot of work. Right? There's no doubt about that. I'm not joking. Normally I'd be sarcastic going, oh yeah, Panucci's got no jokes. No jokes. He is far from the Premier League level. Right? He's far from top end championship. He does moments where he is incredible. Then he does moments where he's absolutely dreadful. He is a very good player with an awful lot to do and an awful lot to learn. I love him. He's absolutely brilliant, but he's got a lot of work to do, right? So that's that bit. He gets a 5. John Garrett can have a 5 as well. I didn't see him really do much. To be fair, I've probably been quite generous on Hardy and given him a 6. To be honest, probably should have given them both 5s. So that is probably one change I'd make and give Hardy a 5. I thought we couldn't get them into the game at all. And that obviously leads me to Ryan Lowe, who gets a 5 for me. As I say, not Panucci, Brendan Galloway probably should have started. I feel like Jeffers would have been a better fit than Jordan Garrick, although Jordan Garrick did have moments of sort of, he had moments. But overall, it was just a really poor performance from us, and we've got to do better. And hopefully, as I say, that defeat galvanizes the team. It shows them that, look, you are not unbeatable. Teams can beat you, and you need to sort your crap out. Hopefully, that's what it does. And again, I'm not being rude to them. I love Argyle, obviously, and I love the boys. But boy, oh boy, oh boy, let's be real now. Let's be real. That performance there better not happen again. Nah, I can take losing, but that performance there was a shambles. It was a shambles, right? So we cannot allow that shit any more times. Once in a blue moon. If we go on another 16 unbeaten run, I think we're right up there for the title. We need to go on another run. We need to dust ourselves down. We've got a game on Tuesday against Wickham. Oh, God, Wickham. Yep, we got Wickham. Don't expect much football there. Not with their fucking team, anyway. They are literally terrorists. Not even joking. But I'll talk more about the new terrorist group that will be coming down to Home Park on Tuesday night, led by an absolute fucking wanker. Just go play the drums, mate. But yeah, that's that really. If I carry on, I'll probably get myself cancelled. I'm just thinking of Wickham now and thinking if I've got rope to go hang myself with. Because I quite like watching decent football, and that's not going to be decent. I'm not doing a watch long for that crap. I am, well, no, because I know I'm watching it, but I am not doing a watch long for that. No way. Like I can already, I bet I can tell you how the game goes. Argyle kick off. We keep the ball for a minute, then Wickham get the ball, play long ball, fucking on the floor shagging the grass every 5 seconds. Akin Fenwer shoving his cock in the turf, going, "Yes, boys, I've got a free kick," even though he's like the size of fucking a fucking tank, and he's getting apparently yanked down by a fucking 5'2" lad. Like, I've seen that before. I don't know how referees believe that. I really, really don't. It's like Mikel Antonio. No, actually, it's like fucking Kanate being dragged down by fucking Amad Diallo. Yeah, mate, that makes sense. And the referee buying that twitch, they probably would. So yeah, and then obviously they'll time waste. They'll take about 5 years to take every throw in, corner, substitution. They're just gonna frustrate us. So I'm not gonna do it because it's just gonna be a hard watch, for sure. Luckily, I'm at work that in the night, so I don't actually have to can't go to Home Park and watch it live. I would normally be. Normally I'd be well up for going Home Park to watch a football match, not Wycombe Wanderers. Fuck me, but I would shoot myself. But that's it, really, guys. As I say, not the greatest match reaction, to be honest, because we've lost, but it's got to be done. I'll be back on the EFL show 6 p.m. tonight with Charlie and Aaron. I no doubt. Talking about this plus more other games as well. Then I'm on Monday Talks Football at 7 p.m. So make sure you tune in for that. I'll also be doing a match preview later on. I may record it today. I may record it before I go to bed, actually. For Wycombe, it is a change, and it's quick changing. We've got to be quick, and we've got to dust ourselves down and sort our shit out, to be completely honest with you. Changes I'll be making, I'll go through in that video. And then later on tonight, obviously, the weekly review show. So we've also got that to do. So yeah, obviously talking about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and the Watford game, plus Liverpool smashing Arsenal. Lots to do. So there's going to be some good content coming on this channel. 3 videos coming up on this channel today. 2 Argyle, one Premier League, and then I'm also on other channels, which is always fun and enjoyable. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a watch long, I think, of Manchester United Villarreal, I think. So yeah, we've got that, I think, on Tuesday. Yeah, 5:45 kickoff. So yeah, I'll be doing a watch long of that, and then watching Argyle versus Wycombe. I don't think there's any other good games that I could watch alongside Argyle, which would frustrate me. Don't think so. I think Chelsea Juventus. I might watch that one alongside it. You never know. But yeah, plenty coming. Wednesday Premier League predictions, although I'm thinking moving that to Fridays, but we'll see. But that's enough jibber jabber. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the new layout. It's not finalized. There's still things I want to tinker around with, move myself into this sort of area here, but at the moment I'm sort of in the middle. There's lots of stuff to do. So yeah, that's that really. We'll be back, as I say. Wycombe preview will be out tonight. And then we got the weekly review show and all of that crack. So make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new. But most importantly, thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.